Okay, so just wanted to show you. All right, so your stuff for you as a for your online homework and things like that, your textbook, that's all in here in this module that says My Math Lab, My Lab Math Student Resources. So you'll have a course home that I left in there. The things you're probably going to really need though are this Pearson eText and this link to all your assignments. This is extra stuff you want. If this grade book's only going to tell you your assignment grades, it's not going to tell you all your grades. All your grades are here. So if you want to get to your book, you just click on this. And when you click anything, this is probably going to happen first. Sorry, it takes it a second. Okay, it's going to go right to your book. So you might have to click a user end agreement first. I may have already did it in here while looking around. But you'll see your book come up like this. So here's your table of contents. So if you need to go, like, let's say we're starting on chapter R, which is right here, chapter R. So you can go to whatever part of chapter R you need to go to. So like I said, you do not need a physical copy of the book because you got this one here. There's also this app that you can put, so you have another way of looking at this book if you don't want to go through it like this. You can hit here. So let's say, let's go another page over. You keep clicking that. So it takes us to pages and pages. Let's say I'm really struggling with this part here. So I go, or I'm reading this part and I have to quit, add bookmark. It'll bookmark this page. And when I go back to bookmarks, that's going to be in there. And then I can always remove it too if I need to, but it's going to put in my bookmarks for me. So there are some videos that are up along this edge as well. So if there's certain things you need to go through. Go too far. Yeah, so like I said, there's a few videos in here of a few of the concepts and things like that you can go through. And then there's practice problems. You answer in study prep, so you can use this if you need to go through the book a little bit more. If you want to search for something in particular, like say I want to look up a rational zero, I go through and kind of give me an idea where to go. Oh, okay, it's chapter 8, rational zeros. So you can look up things in here. You can make your, what is it, make your flashcards? Sorry, there's something else that makes your flashcards for you. Yeah, there's a few things in here you can do. I don't know why it's not letting me do it. There you go, add card. So you can make your own cards and stick them in there. That's where it is. Sorry about that. There was another thing I was using the other day. It was making cards for you. And then some settings. So let's say you like it when you see, a different setup here. We can set it up in different ways. You can turn things on and off if you need to. So like I said, just kind of quickly how you get through the book there. So in a second here, I'm going to go through what we do with the homework. All right, so we did see earlier that I can just click on this assignment here and go to the homework, but I can also go to all assignments. And it'll show me what's up. So you should see more assignments in here. I only left one open for right now, so we can look at it. So you can just go in there and open it. So you go in, you get your question, which I'm going to purposely answer incorrectly. So you type in your answer, check answer, and I was wrong. But it'll give you a little hint here, maybe what you need to do. So let's say you're stuck. Things that you have here is you have help me solve it. So help me solve it will kind of walk me through what to do. So in this expression, how many times does 2 appear as a factor? Well, 4 times. Oh, okay. What's the base? 2. Check answer. All right. So the expression can be written as 2 to the 4th. Oh, okay. So now I know kind of idea what to do, and it'll change your question here. So help me solve this does not answer your question for you. I've had people think it does answer this one. It does not. You still have to go back and answer the question. You can view an example. So I'll show you something similar. So in the expression, 10 occurs as a factor 5 times. The number of times 5 that 10 occurs as a factor becomes the exponent. Okay, I don't know what that means. What does it mean? Oh, base 10. Oh, okay, now I know how to write it. There's also get more help, which will take you to your textbook. So it pops up, but you should see your textbook will come up. So it takes me right to that section about exponents. Also, you have Ask My Instructor. So you can go in here and you see it puts right in my email. It sends me the section and the question. So it'll show me the question you're working on. If you get a new question later, it will not show me that. But you can just, type in what your problem is. Just tell me what it is you're having some issue with. Like, I don't know how to write the exponent. Usually once people get through these two, I don't get very many of the Ask My Instructor, but I do check for them. Okay, so let's try this again. Go, okay, I think I got it. Yay, I got the question. And you notice that I get a green check. The question is cleared. Let's find a different one in here. Okay, let's do this one. We'll answer it incorrectly again. Well, maybe I didn't have enough zeros. Let me do it again. Well, that didn't work. What's going to happen is I'm going to do this one more time. And it was wrong. So it's going to tell me the correct answer. So this is what the correct answer is. This is what I said. So I can go to Skill Builder if I wanted to, and that will walk me through like what I need to do. So okay, I got to find my way back to there. Go return to homework. But you're not. Some people think they're locked out of the question, but if you go back here, you'll see a similar question, and so you can start over. And you have infinite attempts at this. So you'll have 3 tries at it, and then it will it'll ask you to make a similar question. So you can keep going over and over and over again with similar questions until you have it. There's a certain question here. I was trying to see if I could find it. Okay. So that's generally how it's going to work. Like I said, this one I got wrong has an X. This one has a green check. There's one that's going to be yellow. That means that if it's a couple parts that you got some parts correct and some parts wrong. And then you'll see your homework score up here. So I only got 1 out of the 21 right. So this is my score right now. And you will see this will pop up in your grade book. So your grade books in Canvas. Let me show you here. So it's going to show my grades. So I did my biostig. So I was just working on that assignment, and you see there's no grade in here. So don't worry about that right away, because it's going to take about 30 minutes on average for the grades to sync. So I get a lot of people get upset because they do an assignment and then they go in here and then they're not seeing the correct grade. Don't panic about that right away. Like, give it a day, give it half a day before you start panicking. Because usually what happens is it's taking a long time to sync. If by the end of a day you do not see the correct grade in here for your homework that is from Pearson or My Lab Math, that's when you want to start panicking and just send me an email saying, hey, it's not showing my grade and I turned this in like a day ago or a couple days ago. Then that means that the sync broke and I have to go back in and fix it, which happens periodically. And sometimes it only happens for one person. One other thing I want to mention about assignments. So sometimes you try to go through here. You might try to open an assignment. Let's see if it's going to let me do it. Okay, so it still lets me back in. Occasionally what happens, and this has just been happening with this Canvas for years, sometimes you will do that and it will tell you that the assignment is closed and you can't get in there. And if the assignment's past the due date, you might click on this and it will not let you in. And I can't make it pretend to do that right now, but if it doesn't let you in, that's why we have 2 ways into the homework. Then you just come back here, and if you go to all assignments, you can always go back and through all assignments, and in that case, it should open. So if it doesn't open from here, that means it's actually locked you out. And if that happens, once again, send me an email. But as I'm saying here is that sometimes from Canvas, the assignments under the modules here will not open. So all you have to do is just go back and go up to this module for your My Lab Math and just open all assignments. All right, and like I said, and then once you do that, it should let you in. If it doesn't, then something broke and I have to fix it. As you notice, I say that a lot because Canvas breaks a lot, and my math lab likes to scramble my settings about once, we'll say once a semester it scrambles something. So if you notice any problems, it's probably not you, it's probably something that happened on my end that needs to be fixed. So just let me know and I can try to go fix it.